Okay, so welcome to our weekly game plan call that we have every single Sunday at 8:30 Central Standard Time. We are going to talk about the game plan for the week, so things that you can kind of be looking forward to, things that you can plug into your calendar if you didn't when you did your brain dump earlier today. We'll also be talking about lead generator nights and what we're going to be focused on this week, as well as I'm going to break down some top tips to give you for hitting Success Club. We have 10 days left in the month. Isn't that crazy? I feel like October has just flown. And the last thing I want for all of you is to be stressing on October 31st, because that's obviously Halloween and time where you should be spending with your family. So let's knock that out of the park this week and just get it done so that you can enjoy your families as you should on October 31st. So we're going to talk about that. And then I believe Dean and I will be setting up a Success Club push thread this week to help you and just encourage you and give you tips along the way through your messaging and through your posts and things like that. So we will be starting that. We'll do a post in the team page for anybody that wants to join that. And then at the end, the girls and I, we wanted to kind of talk about maybe our top tip that we learned from the Josh Coates event. And so I'm really excited for you to hear from them. So let's start off with celebrating some coaches. So Lacey Duffett went cubic zirconia this last week. Congratulations, girl. That's exciting. And then Autumn Burks, emerald, and LaRonda Falk, emerald. So congratulations, girls. That's really exciting. Newer coaches who have Success Club points on the board. I have those written down. Wait for it. Melissa Morrow, 6. Shelby Smith has hit it. Autumn Burks, 4. So one more person, girl. Melissa Deer. Deer, is that how we pronounce your last name? I'm terrible with pronouncing. Yeah, she's shaking her head. Okay. You're at 4, so you've got one more person. Lacey Duffett, you're at 4. One more person. Tanya Ellis, 4. One more person. So many people are close. LaRonda has 4, so she needs one more person. Kate Brooks is at 2. Allie Godwin is at 2, and she's close to diamond. Allie, if you're on, you are super close. Jennifer Montesano is at 2. Quinn Otley is at 2. Katrina Ross, 2. And Ashley Vanderberg at 2. So that's awesome. Congratulations, ladies. Ashley, you're close to diamond too. You're super close. That's really, really exciting. So next, I wanted to make sure, I know we posted about it. You've seen Carl Deichler's post, hopefully, but Rachel Hollis is going to be our keynote speaker at Coach Summit. I am blown away by that. So typically how it happens, they have a huge keynote speaker, and then that keynote speaker also does a deeper event with the leaders. So make sure, I believe it's usually 2-star and above that gets an invitation. Don't quote me on that. For the leader call or leader meeting. So if anybody on this call, it doesn't matter if you're a new coach, emerald, diamond, 1-star, anybody on this call can achieve that at Summit. And those events are obviously a lot smaller. They'll usually do a Q&A, but it's a little bit deeper and it's really, really awesome. So I'm sure Rachel Hollis will be doing that for the leaders. So definitely get your ticket if you haven't already, because they're doing a couples workshop this year. Yeah, skeptical husbands, they need to get to Summit. I'm telling you, that was one other thing. That was big for Dean when he went to a live event. It changed the course for him as far as his mindset. He started thinking, okay, this business is real. This really does work. All these other things, the time that Kelsey's putting in will pay off. All those other things. But the same is true. When we went to this event, I heard Michael Folsom talk the same thing. Andrea Crowder said the same thing. Melanie Mitro said the same thing. Getting their husband to a live event to be surrounded by Carl, who is you hear the mission of his heart, but then also seeing other husbands there and really connecting with people and going, okay, these aren't weirdos. These people are real and they're cool and they're down to earth. And I think that for a lot of husbands, that's what they need to really get it. But if you never get there, they'll never get that, nor will you. So I do think that these live events are really critical to get to. And I mean, any successful person, you hear that live events is like what lights them on fire. You've heard from Melanie Mitro. She says that I believe that. I signed up in February and I attended my very first summit. And so it's one of those things like you have to get to if you're serious about the business. So Rachel Hollis, I'm super, super pumped about that. Wanted to remind everybody quickly that the trackers will be doing the shout out on tomorrow. So if you haven't filled out 5, do so tonight. And then the game plan. So this week, our focus is going to be the coaching opportunity. We have a meet and greet on Thursday. So all week, I will be sharing different parts of my story about coaching in my Instagram stories, as well as in my posts. And then our lead generator nights this week will be Monday and Wednesday, just because of our meet and greet being Thursday. I will do it Monday and Wednesday. And that's, for those of you new, a lead generator is basically a post where we're sharing a part of our story so that we're connecting with somebody else. And what we learned at Leadership is a story. A lot of times people forget the beginning and they just talk about where they are now and then where somebody else can be, but they forget to leave out the beginning part of the story, because that is the part that you're going to connect with other people. That's the part where maybe you needed a little bit money financially to help pay off groceries, or to help pay groceries or pay off debt, or you felt unfulfilled in your day job and you just needed something for you, or you needed that built-in accountability and this is what you were looking for. So that beginning part of the story is where other people are going to relate to you. So don't leave that part out in your story. And talk about where you are now. Talk about that transition and where you are now. And then you always end with asking people to join you. So that is a lead generator. Basically, you're just asking friends, family, new people that are following you to join you in on your journey. So I will be posting Monday. I will be posting Wednesday night at 8 p.m. About the coaching opportunity. So we have the National Wake Up Call, which is tomorrow. It's at 10 a.m. Central. If you can't catch it live, definitely catch the recording. Those calls are non-negotiable for me because Beachbody is pinpointing coaches all across the network who are doing something right. And so it is basically like having coffee with a top coach. Like, we cannot miss these calls. If we can't make them live, I get it. People work full time. Life is crazy. Maybe you have like 12 kids and 10 o'clock, they're all up and crazy. So that's okay. But just make sure you get it in, whether it's at nap time or in the morning the next day or at bedtime. Just figure out a time, map it in, and plan it to get that call in and listen to it. So the National Wake Up Call. And then we have our Emerald and 24-hour call on Monday night. Myself, Dean, and Lindsay Hay will be leading that. So if you have new coaches, definitely get them on that call. That call typically lasts like 20 minutes, and then we open it up for a Q&A at the end. Okay, so then looking forward, we have our Conquer call on Tuesday night at 8:30, and then the meet and greet will be Thursday night. So that is the calls for the week. So definitely be inviting who you feel suit for that. And always remember, when you're inviting to the coaching opportunity, 1 in 10 will typically tell you yes. The other 9 is no, not right now. But if you need a certain number of people on, hey, Dean.
I just felt weird over there listening. I got to get on. What's up, everybody?
So just make sure to keep that in mind when you're inviting to the coaching opportunity.
Sorry, I'm screwing up your flow here.
No, you're good. Anything else that you want? I'm going to look up Success Club SOS. Is there anything else that you? I sent you in a message there. I feel like you want to say something, Dean.
No, I just want to say hi.
Are you good?
Yeah, say hi. Hope everybody's having a good Sunday. Chiefs are about to win. Go Chiefs.
Where did I put those tips? Did I send it to you in a Facebook message?
I don't know. You sent me Success Club SOS tips?
Well, I mean, I looked them up, and then maybe I never actually. Anybody else do that? Like, you're in the middle of doing something and then you get sidetracked? That's probably what happened.
Yeah. And then I get blamed for not remembering.
No, I was like, did I send that to you? Where did I send that to you? But I'm not looking. I'm not finding where I sent that. So here's just some top tips. We're looking at 10 days left in the month. here are some things that I always do just to put the hammer on the metal to get there and to really help people. So make a list of 30 people. So they could be follow-ups, they could be new people interested. Make a list of 30 people who you feel like have been interested in the past, are currently interested, and that you can follow up with. Make that list and then connect with those people first. And I can repost like all of these tips on our team page as well.
We'll do it when we post the recording.
Yeah.
How about that?
That's perfect. And then you can make a post where you're doing maybe like a call to action this week. Maybe it's tied in with coaching or preferred customer for our Shift Shop group. That would totally apply. Or maybe you're going to throw in like a gift card, or maybe you're going to throw in a book that you're currently reading and you feel like other people need to read. So always make sure to be doing something like that. Any sort of incentive, a fitness tank, whatever it is that you feel like you're connecting with is perfect for that. Before and afters are perfect, whether it's your challengers, whether it's yourself, whether it's somebody else on our team. Just showing people that these things work is really, really key. And then making sure when you're talking to people that you have a deadline date, and then you're creating urgency with 5 spots or 3 spots, because we all know we can't take 100 people at once. So it's just not possible for anybody. So make sure that you are having that urgency with a deadline. That's super, super key. And then to be doing a follow-up blitz. So follow-up blitz is just looking at, maybe you've been coaching for 6 months. It's kind of looking at everybody you've ever talked to and kind of following up with a bunch of people and doing that as well. So those are my basic, fast Success Club SOS tips. Be excited on your social media. Be confident in what it is that we have to offer. Really like get into that mindset that what we have to offer people is a true gift. Because when you do that, it speaks to other people that whatever they're about to embark on is truly the best thing ever, because it is. So
you're right. I did want to say something.
Yeah.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
Do you have time?
Yeah, I'm done with those. So
okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I want to touch on one thing, and this is a question we get asked a lot at Josh Coates' event. Kelsey was asked like 1,000,000 times, or asked by you guys 1,000,000 times, like, how do I get my husband on board? How do I get my husband to support me? How do I get him? How did you get Dean on board? What was the turning point for Dean? And I just want to like reiterate this to you guys. I know I've spoke about it before, and I'm going to make a video about this, and you guys can share this with other people too. About like, I think I'm going to make a video about like what a spouse can do to help you. But one of the big crucial things for me was seeing the events, being at a Super Saturday. Her first Super Saturday was my first Super Saturday. We went together at the same time.
I bribed him.
And we made like a travel trip date out of it, right? Like we went together, we rented a car, we got a Prius so that we got good gas mileage, and I got a speeding ticket in it. It was a laughable moment, but it was like
How did I get you there? Do you remember?
I don't know. You tricked me somehow, but yeah. So she that's right. So she, like, I was really new into Dave Ramsey at the time. I was trying to learn his system, and she's like, if you go with me, she offered up an incentive. She's like, we'll listen to Dave Ramsey the whole way there so you can learn about it while you're driving. And plus we're getting a hotel room with just us. So I was like, game on, you know? So I encourage you guys, like, your husband is never, ever going to get it if you never, ever invite him.
Yeah.
If you never, ever include him. He's just never going to get it because he's not going to see what you see. From day one, she included me. She invited me. She recruited me. Hey, do you want to come to this stupid Beachbody thing with me? I'm like, yeah, I'll come to this stupid Beachbody thing with you.
I didn't call it stupid, though.
But that's how I responded. I'll come to this. That's how I heard it, and that's how I responded.
We don't say that word.
Whoops. But if she never like, I wanted to go because I didn't want her to go alone, because I knew how nervous she was and how fearful she was of not knowing anybody.
Well, I don't know if they know, but okay, so I signed up with Janelle, who lives in Ohio, and I'm in Kansas City, and she's telling me about Super Saturday, and I'm all thinking, oh, well, it must just be in Ohio. So I was like, I bribed him to go to Ohio, and then little did I know there was one in Kansas City, but we drove 13 hours to go to Super Saturday.
We thought this was the only one in the nation.
Right. So
I was like, well, I'm not going to let you drive to Ohio.
That's how committed I was.
But my whole point is, you can't be mad at your husband for not understanding what you understand if you never invite him to do it. Same goes with your workouts. You can never be mad at him because he wants to go to the gym, and you've never invited him to do a workout with you in the living room. Think about that. That'd be like him, you getting mad because he didn't invite you to go work on his race car with him, but you never invited him. So you gotta invite, just like he's one of your coaches or he's one of your customers. Mm-hmm. And that's what got me on board, is because I got to see firsthand the opportunity that is at hand here. And if we didn't put all cards or all chips on deck, we could potentially be losing out on a 6-figure business that we didn't have the option at our day jobs to achieve. Mm-hmm. And a lifestyle, lifestyle and a freedom to be with our kids, but that's great for her to go learn it. But for her to come regurgitate it to me secondhand is just completely different. It doesn't even make sense until you see it. So I invite you to invite your husband to Summit when they're going to be doing a couples workshop of how we can do this together as a team,
and be on the same page and have better communication.
But he's never going to get it if you don't invite him. That's when it comes, we always talk about in this business, the key is inviting and the follow-up. Same with your spouse. The key, you got to invite him, and then you got to follow up with him. And I'm not saying be naggy, you never do anything for me, for me. Invite him and make him feel included.
And throw in an incentive.
And you better make it good. As Shalene Johnson says.
I forgot to mention that. You want to talk?
No, that's all you.
Okay.
That's all you guys.
Okay,
all right,
guys,
I'm done. Thanks, guys.
I posted in the team page, I think it was Friday, but I want to make sure everybody's seen. We're 26 in the company. We are. This is not me. This is not just Chelsea. This is not just Mallory. This is not just Lacey. It is us together, linking arms, marching and helping people. And I am so proud of you. I am so beyond proud of you, because every single month, I'm blown away at what you guys are doing and the amount of people you're helping. So
2 months ago, you were 36.
Yeah, it's really cool to see what we're doing together. So anyways, I just wanted to take a moment and celebrate. I just have water, but let's cheers to that. So, anyways, cheers. Thanks, Rue.
That was good. Ruby is proud of you guys. Can you say I'm proud of you, Ruby?
Come here. Tell them.
Say I'm proud.
Say I'm proud of you. You get a water full?
I'm proud of you.
All right, guys. So I wanted to end kind of with our takeaways Ruby. And our thoughts and our emotions going into Josh Coates' event this weekend. So if I'm being completely honest, I committed to speaking at Josh Coates. And I have been traveling, and I'm just there's a little part of me that was why did I commit to this? Why did I say all this? And I always have to remind myself that it's not just for me. This is my business. This is not, it is a job. And so even though it's optional for me, it's one of those things that I take very seriously my personal growth. I take very seriously going to the next level and helping more people do the same. And I was honestly really nervous to speak. I mean, let's be honest, that made me super nervous. So there was a lot of emotions going on. Of course, I get there and it's fine and it's absolutely the blast. And I'm so thankful that I went. But there are those emotions going into it first, thinking I'm going to leave my kids. My husband's there with 3 kids by himself, all these other things that go on in your mind. And this weekend, Melanie talked about, identifying lies versus truths and knowing, okay, Kelsey, your husband can handle it. it's a 4-hour drive. Like, that is the truth. Like, these other things are just lies that you're telling yourself. And so anyways, I just thought that was really important. And I took away that from Melanie's little event because she was
Melanie's example.
yeah. So Ashley and I got to go to a private mastermind with Melanie. So it was like 15 of us with Melanie, and we got to do like this open Q&A with her, which was fantastically amazing. And she had talked about at this part where her husband and her went to leadership in Vegas, and she had gotten like these calls that her oldest son was like throwing all these fits and just really didn't want her, Melanie and Matt to have gone and like all this stuff. And Melanie is just feeling all this guilt. And she looked at Matt and she's just like, Matt, I just don't think that we can travel together anymore. Like, I think they're getting old enough that maybe this is just throwing them off their course and their routines. Like, maybe we should just not travel together anymore. And Matt looked at her and was just like, Melanie, like Melanie, we are home every single day. Like, we don't miss a beat with their sports, with their schooling, because of the freedom that we've built with this. He's like, they can handle a couple days at home doing this. Like, they can handle that. And she was like, that was right. Like, what I was telling my mind were lies. And I had to remind myself of this truth. And when they went home, she said they sat down and they had like this family meeting with their boys, just talking about how, Matt's dad worked Monday through Friday and traveled Monday through Friday. Like, so he left Monday and was gone the whole week, and how a lot of other families like have 2 working parents that work outside the home full time, and like they don't have that freedom to like go to a Halloween party during the week, and they don't have that freedom to do the things that they have the freedom to do. And they explain that to their boys. And her oldest son, I guess, just looked at him and just started crying. He goes, I guess I'm just so lucky. Like, I didn't realize how lucky I was. And it just puts things into perspective to realize like why we are doing what we're doing with this is to create that freedom where we can do those things and show up at Halloween parties and do those things. But yes, it does require a little travel here and there. And that's okay. Like, that is okay. So I don't know, I took that away. And then the other thing that I really wanted to talk about is I heard this analogy for the first time that I just loved. And I will be using it because I just think it's amazing. So they talked about in our business how it's very much like a car. And the key putting in the ignition is like getting to Emerald. So once you hit Emerald rake, your key is now in the ignition of your vehicle. And then how once you turn the key, so now the car is started, is when you hit the diamond rank. So if you're diamond, your car is running. And so to keep, obviously, to drive a car, it needs gas, right? And so the gas in the car is always recruiting new people every single month. Bringing on new people every single month is keeping gas in your car. Once gas is in your car is when you can start to drive, and you'll start to see your business and people lives being changed and just things duplicating themselves and lots of people being helped. So I just thought that was really cool. And that was just I love analogies because it makes me like get things a little bit deeper than maybe what I got them before. And so I thought I would share that because I thought that was cool. So Emerald, again, is just putting the key in the ignition. Turning the key and starting the car is diamond. And then diamond and beyond is adding new people every single month, is putting the gas in the vehicle. So those were my, like, I mean, I had bajillion takeaways, but those were like my 2 that just like, I don't know, like I really took away from it this weekend. So I thought I'd have the other 3 girls share their takeaways tonight. Ashley, are you here, girl?
Oh, I'm here.
Oh,
it's loud because the game's on, but
that's okay.
Okay.
I thought I would just have you kind of share too, like your thoughts before going, like what was going on in your mind, other things that you had going on, why you ended up saying yes, and then like a key takeaway that you had from the event.
Okay. So I was having really bad mom guilt because I've never left them ever before, and I'm like, kept going back and forth, like, yes, I'm going to do this. No, I'm not going to do this. And I've never met Kelsey, so I was kind of scared in that sense as well. And honestly, like, I shared that mom guilt in my stories, and I have like so many random people that I didn't even know messaging me and were like, it's okay, like, make that shit go away. Like, your kids are gonna be there when you get back. Go have fun. Go do this for you. So, I mean, I just listened to them and I'm like, I'm gonna do it. And seriously, you guys, like, first of all, Kelsey is the shit in person. Like, she is so much fun. And then meeting Mallory and Quinn, like, I can't even explain how much fun this was and how I just feel like that. It was literally the best thing I've probably ever done for myself. And I just feel so much differently coming home. And then, so the speakers were all amazing. Like, we probably took like a bazillion notes. But what was most important to me is, like, I'm constantly like scrolling on my phone thinking I'm working when really I'm not really working. Like, and my husband was getting so frustrated with me because I was just constantly scrolling, but I thought that's what I was supposed to be doing because I'm still new at this. Like, I'm still learning. So setting business hours is so incredibly vital. Like, 2 hours a day can get you a business, a 6-figure income is what I'm learning from all these amazing women that were on stage. And which sounds crazy, but 2 hours a day, you guys, like, how simple is that to actually hear that? Like, make sure you do your power hour worksheet. Like, there's so many good power hours that we learned while we were there, that we can definitely share with you guys. And then work smarter, not harder. Like, that was one of the quotes that like really stuck out to me. So I'm not going to do any mindless scrolling thinking I'm working because I'm not really working. I'm definitely going to set those business hours so that my husband isn't like, stop scrolling, get off your freaking phone. So that was really important. I mean, I have 1,000 million other things to say, but if anybody has any questions about what we learned, like, I will totally share it with you because me, Mallory, and Quinn, I know we have like a million things to say.
Thank you so much for sharing. I love all of that. And I agree, but I'm a harper on business hours because if not, it feels like you're working 24 hours a day, or it feels like you're sucked into the pods all day long, or it feels like you're scrolling and all these other things. So it's really important. I use a timer when I work. So I, like, when I'm looking at my worksheet and I'm adding new connects or I'm doing things, like, I'll set a timer and I'll allow myself 20 minutes to do this. And I'll work, try and get as many as I can. And then if I have more time, I'll go back through the top and I'll do it all again. So I think setting a timer will keep you focused too. Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. Mallory, are you on?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah. And if you can just kind of share the same sorts of things that I had Ashley share, that'd be awesome.
Okay, so I don't have kids, so I didn't have that mom guilt, but I was nervous. I was going to drive 3 hours with Quinn. Had no idea who she was. And then meet a whole bunch of girls, stay in the same room, like, nervous. They could be weirdos, but it was great. We all bonded very well together, and we had a good time. So I had 2 big takeaways I'm going to share. The first one was from a guy named Jimmy Hayes Nelson, and he talked about when he wakes up every morning, the first thing he does is he starts his podcast on his personal development. So, like, that's waking up, alarm goes off, he turns his podcast on, and he listens to that until he starts his workout. So that's like the first thing that's flowing through his brain while he's making his pre-workout, getting dressed, getting it all set up. So, like, that's easily, like, I always allow myself 30 minutes from when I get up till I start my workout. So you can easily get your personal development in that time. And I think that's perfect because no better way to start your day. And then the second thing that I took away was from Andrea Crowder. And she was talking about, like, how would you feel like if you already had the money? Like, act like you already have the money. And I think that's true. Like, in our posts, act like you've already hit Success Club or you already have all these people. Like, you can say you have 5 spots left and the next day say you have 3. Like, nobody's going to know or call you out on it. So, like, act like you already have that and make that urgency for your followers. And, like, act like you have the money. She said she makes it a game, like, with her kids, and they make it fun. And so you, like, kind of say, if I were making X amount of dollars a week, what would I do with it? Like, with your spare time, like, what would you wear and stuff? So you can kind of just act like you have that. But I like kind of took from that, like, how would you feel if you were to hit Success Club? And those are my 2 big takeaways. But it was a really fun time, and we all need to be going to Summit.
Yes, I love that you hit on the personal development thing, because somebody said, and it may have been him, that like if you don't start with a positive mindset like first thing, your brain automatically goes to like negative. Like that's just how our brains are wired, or to look for danger. So if we can like retrain our brain right when we wake up to focus on positive, to be feeding our brain growth, to be doing those things, it's easier for our brain to stay in that mindset the rest of the day. And that's why he's like, as soon as my feet hit the floor, it's important for me to be sending my brain positive things. I thought that was really important. And then I love, it's like kind of going back to like act as if. So if you're not diamond, act as if you're already a diamond coach. Like what would a diamond coach think? How would a diamond coach do their business? Would they be structured? How would a diamond coach talk to people? If somebody told them no, would they let that bother them? No. Like, so kind of acting as if, and I think that applies to Success Club. I think that applies to rank. I think that applies to helping people. I think that applies to your own health and fitness journey. So if you want to be fit, act as if you're already fit. Because guess what? You're going to drink more water. You're going to drink your Shakeology. You're going to work out. You're going to eat healthier. Like you're going to already act as if you're that way. And so I think that applies with every area of your life. So I love that you touched on that, Mallory. Cool. And then Quinn, what are some of your takeaways and things?
Hey guys. First of all, I was about to back out. I wasn't feeling well. And then of course the mom guilt set in. It's hard for me to leave my girls, which I had them for a week by myself. So I needed this. I truly did. So yes, and it was great to meet all 3 of you girls, and it was such a good time. I said it when people asked how it was, I'm like, it was short but long, because I had a 6-hour drive. But the 48 hours or whatever it was that I was there was great. For me, what I took away was it's okay to fail, and that you're not going to hit your goals as fast as you think you're going to hit them. One thing that Josh did say was, don't ask how long it's going to take. Instead, ask how far can you go. And so for me right now, like my journey is a freaking roller coaster ride. And right now I'm at the bottom. I am like, I haven't worked out in 2 weeks. I haven't been eating healthy. And so I am failing right now. But the thing is you will fail, you will learn. And what matters most is that you get back up again. And so and another thing I took away was, and when you do get up again, ask yourself why you started. And just kind of go from there and start all over. And then another quote I found was, success isn't about how many times you get knocked down. It's how many times you get back up. And so, and then one other thing, do not be comparing yourself to other people's journeys.
Amen to all of that. Because I think sometimes we see, like, I don't know, like the highlight reel, and so we forget. And I think that's what's cool about us coaches, is that we're working on being vulnerable. We're working on being real and authentic with people. And so the fact that you have down 2 weeks doesn't mean that you're not going to succeed in this business. It doesn't mean that you can't help people. It's just a matter of going, okay, like I'm going to lead myself starting Monday, and then get back on the bandwagon, and we're going to show up tomorrow. We're going to kill it, and little by little, we're going to get back on track. And I think that that is really, really important. I think that, again, in every area of life, just because we yell at our kids one day, does it give us a bad moment? No. You know, like it's like, okay, like I had a slip up moment. Let's try again. You know? And so I think that so many times that in anything that we try to do, the moment that we have a setback, we think that this is for us. When really it's just about not giving up. Because you don't give up on your kids, right? You yell at them or do something, say something wrong or whatever. Doesn't mean that you're a bad parent. It just means that you're going to get back up and try again, because you're not going to quit on your kids. So I think that that's really key. I love that you touched on that. The other thing, remind me again, I don't have that Josh Coates quote right in front of me. What was the quote again?
It was, don't ask how long it'll take. Instead, ask how far you can go.
Yes, I love that because everyone in the physical transformation journey is on a different page. They have a different starting point. So some person may achieve diamond in 3 months. Another person, it might take 6 months. Does that make one person better than the other? Absolutely not. One person might come into the business needing 50 pounds to lose. Another might have 10 pounds. Does the person that's coming in that needs 50 pounds to lose, can they still hit their goals? Yes, absolutely. It may take them a little bit longer, but it doesn't mean that they won't see success in this. So instead of asking how long it's going to take, say, how far can I go with this? Will I hit my goals? Can I achieve what I want to achieve with this? At the end of the day, it's yes for every single one of you on this call. I love that he had that quote. I love that you took that away from it, Quinn. And I just am so thankful that you guys came with me on this journey. It was so cool. I'm gonna get emotional, but it was really cool to like connect with you because this is so like virtual. Like I had not met any of you in person, and it was really, really cool to like have that power of not just like meeting you, but like rooming together, you know, like you take it to a whole nother level when you sleep in the same room. You talk about your kids and your husbands and your tattoos and like all the things come out, and it was really, really cool to get to connect with you. And I'm just very, very thankful for your friendship, the fact that we're linking arms and helping other people along in this journey, and I just feel incredibly grateful. So I'm very, very thankful that I went on this trip and that I got to know you guys and that we got to hear from amazing speakers. So that's all I have for this call tonight, you guys. We'll get the Summit tickets are on sale. Thank you, Dean. And I think they end on the 31st of October. So get those if you haven't already, and we will get the link posted. Yeah. This week, 1:45. But we will get the recording up in the team page as soon as we can. So thank you guys. I appreciate it. And we will see you later.